Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is TZMHero, and I am about to start on the Great Deku Tree. Let's go on over here and get started. So Navi has returned with the kid, and that's good because he's supposed to be like, you know, the hero and stuff. And the Great Deku Tree is like, my eyebrows are as big as my mustache, and I have a gigantic nose, but I'm a tree. I'm great, and Deku, whatever that means, and I'm a tree. Listen carefully to what I, the Great Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Hey, that rhymed. Wow. The slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. So it's like anyone who is sensitive to darkness, do they have these nightmares, or is it specifically just Link? And later on we discover Zelda. Verily thou hast felt it. Link, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed, and you should break the curse with your wisdom and courage. That's asking a lot of just a 12-year-old kid. Dost thou courage enough to undertake this task? Okay, sure.
Now into my mouth, I totally am not going to just eat you, and I'm an elaborate Venus flytrap.
Then enter brave Link, and thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Link. And Link, when Navi speaks, use the up, circle, yellow button to listen well to her words of wisdom. Okay. Well, that is the entrance to our very first dungeon, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully it will go nicely. As you might have noticed, I've actually equipped these right here as my first item. And I have got those equipped right there. So, and I believe that is it. I can put them right there, or right there. Right there, or right there. I'll keep them right there on the right. Why not? So, let's go on in. And now we're inside the great big spider hut, aka the Deku Tree. This guy is hollow for a gigantic tree guy. So, little things that didn't go over before. The shield. I can hold it like this, or I can hold it like this with the Z. Just holding R puts him into this position where he can kind of angle, which won't really be important until later. Right now it's just shield angling and such. Hello, hello, hello. Anyways, but if I have Z target kind of figured out going on here, I can shield in that direction. So when I am targeting an enemy like this guy, our first offensive enemy, so if you notice, those guys were a little different than the other ones. The other ones that had popped up before just went straight up, where these guys actively attack. It's kind of an interesting way how the game teaches you about enemies. So the first enemies you see, you have to literally run into them to get damaged. This enemy actively tries to attack you. So, but they've only got a short range. They can't do anything to you. And if you have your shield out, they just bounce off. They literally can't do anything to you. You have to walk into them to take damage and get hit by them. And then, if you let them do that little attack and overextend themselves, and then strike them, that'll knock them up like that. But if you strike them when they are not like that, they will produce something else. Deku Nuts. Now, Deku Nuts are used to paralyze enemies. It's basically what you use to do that before you get your boomerang, which also does that. So I will go ahead and equip those. Go ahead and equip those right here. And let's go. So if you notice, there's this web going on here. I wonder what this is about. There's probably not going to be important. Yeah, it is. I'm just messing around. Okay, so let's get over here and go ahead and, if we need to, stock up on a few things. Basically, once you have an item for the first time, it will then populate in certain areas, like the grass that grows back and can be chopped down. So, another introduction to vines. Vines and ladders. You can use them to climb. So if you see a surface like that, that means you can climb it. So there's a heart. That's another thing, is the game's kinda, and then the camera pans down. It's kinda trying to teach us, saying, hey, if you jump down there, watch what'll happen. See, now he freaks out, and the web moves, but doesn't do anything else. So here's a ladder we can go up. It's kinda like the vines. Let's get up over here. Continue with the auto jumping. And there is a new type of enemy up here. It's the unholy creatures against that are made of sin, skeletals. They're literally skulls on spiders, and I hate them. I hate them so much. So, I'm gonna go ahead and open this gigantic treasure chest. Second we've seen in the game so far. Let's see what we got. I know what it is. Yeah, it's the dungeon map. That's good. Can use that. So that's gonna go ahead and just populate the map for us. It'll make it so we are able to see everything, and it kind of explains. It says blue chambers are places we've already visited, and then the room we're in is gonna flash. We can move up and down, floor to few, the different parts. But right now we can't do anything about these spiders. So I am going to go ahead and switch something here. There's an option. I don't recall how to get into the options screen. There's an option to change the type of Z targeting, and I don't recall how to get to it. Oh well. Because with how my setup is, I'm not able to move the camera besides using the Z. And having to do that while messing with those guys is going to be kind of a pain. So let's go ahead and go through this door. And another enemy. He's going to give us a clue. That's good. So this game really, like, this whole dungeon is more or less a tutorial dungeon. It's just going to kind of slowly bring in the different aspects of this game and teach you them as you go. It really does a good job of explaining the different parts of the game, what they need to tell you in order to allow you to keep going. And here's another thing that'll get you. So they put this block right here in front of you, and there's a chest. You can see it from here. And that means you are able to see the chest, see the block, and it's a trick. The game is tricking you. So you can go ahead and do this, which is what you're supposed to do, and you'll see what happens. Oh. Block's gone now. Can't get across. What are you supposed to do? I remember the first time I played this as a kid, got stuck here. Didn't know what to do. Turned off the game. But we're getting our first offensive weapon besides a sword. The fairy slingshot. And I'm going to equip this baby right now. So, as a kid, you're not able to use a bow and arrow. You've got yourself a slingshot. And that's cool. So let's use that. Let's shoot some stuff with it. I like the little, the kind of shiny effect on the red there. It's a nice little effect. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here and equip this sucker. So, we lost our block. And down there, there's no ladder, but there's something up there, and Navi is pointing at it. So, let's go and shoot it. Why not? And that meant we got ourselves a ladder. It's the first kind of a puzzle we've had so far in this game. That block disappeared, made it so we weren't able to get across. There was a ladder. Navi kind of pointed it out to us. She's going to do that a lot in this game. And that helped us get what we needed. So now that we've got our first long-range offensive weapon, we can use it to take care of this guy. So these guys, they only take about one hit each. And you can kind of generally get an idea of where it's going to shoot. Kind of make a little triangle right there. Where the line is going across there before it's pulled back. If you hit the center of that, that's basically where it's going to shoot to. So now we are free to go up. I'm not going to get that Deku nut, I don't care. And go across. Now if we try to climb these without getting that, they would have attacked us, done some damage. About half a heart. And that wouldn't have been pretty. Oh, now it's the big brothers. So they do this little spinny thing. And if you get just right, but if you're too close and you try to do the jump attack like that, they're gonna hit you. Now, we really don't need to come in here. We actually don't. Now, there's a bonus over there. It's guarded by a guy there. So this is another puzzle in the game. It's setting up another type of puzzle. Push this block, something happens. What's gonna happen? It's timed. Raises these platforms. Oops, I messed up. And the music kind of does that little speed up. Allows you to know that the timing's almost over. And you can tell this is off of one of the earlier versions of the game, because it's still got the moon and star symbol on it. That was changed for all of the re-releases. So this guy right here, a little more ornamental than a normal Skeletal. Oh, they don't have the little symbol on there. Must be an issue with the emulator. So these guys are important. We can trade them in later. Well, not really trading them in, just collect them. And later on, you can get something for collecting enough of them. So this is another little thing right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull out, get one of these going. And it's another puzzle we can do. See that there's the lit kind of lantern here, this torch. Well, there's one over there that is not lit. So we can change that. So lighting those will open the door for us. Good. Also, if you're fast enough, you're able to put away the stick by either using your sword or just pushing the button again to put your stick away. And that'll make it so you don't lose your stick to the fire, because it'll eventually burn up. So let's open the second chest, see what we got here. So, just in case we run out of sticks to open that door, the game is gracious enough to give us one of these Deku Babas that only go up. So we are guaranteed to get more sticks. See? Perfect. And then they give us the option of the second variation that attacks, and then we can make it into a stick if we wanted. That one I don't believe grows back, but the one over there does. So that's really all we can do at this top level. Remember earlier how I was saying that the game is already kind of teaching us what we can do about jumping off? Let's try it again. When we did it before, it barely touched the web. this time, I'm sure something else will happen. Hey! Oh, did not mean to do that. Oh. Alright, well, got ourselves a second guy here. Now, what's interesting about these guys is they cannot be locked on. You cannot target them with the Z targeting, so that's 2 of these. So basically, my goal in this game, when it comes to these, is just to max out basically at 30. Okay, so this is our ammo for the Slingshot, so now that we've gotten this the first time, it's going to start populating. Hey, and there's another one over there. So, the first 10 of these that we get is going to get us the adult's wallet, which you can get as a kid, which is kind of funny. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, nope, I didn't do it. I was going to try to jump attack in midair. Push this button. If you see a button, always try pushing it. See what happens. So that'll start this flame over here. And we've got a small heart. Don't really need it, but hey, whatever. So, another thing the game's kind of teaching us. Look at our surroundings. This area right here is a little more raised. We're able to run on it. This part is not. But it's not raised enough that we can get up there. But you can see there's a block up there, and later on we're going to learn how to push blocks. So we use what we've learned before. We know that we can set our sticks on fire. We know it can burn things. Now, that right there just taught us. Well, and pushing that button, starting that torch, lit that web on fire, and that taught us that we can light the webs on fire. So the game's kind of just giving us a little incremental lessons, things that you might not notice if you weren't looking for them. But important to know, especially for this. And we've seen this guy already. Oop. He teaches us that we can knock those back. Fun fact, he'll always come back to his little pad here, so if you just stand on it, he'll just come to you. Usually you have to run after him. So this guy's going to tell us how we beat the 3 coming up. 2, 3, 1. That means we've got to get the second one, the third one, and the first. Okay, so we are about halfway into the dungeon here. I'm going to end part 1 of the dungeon and go into part 2 pretty soon. I see you all next time, and have a great day. Bye-bye.